I was born in a family of atheistic people. My mom, I was born in the USSR actually. My mom, she was an English teacher. Now she retired, she's pensioner. And before she was English teacher, and my father, actually they divorced when I was 2.5 years old. So I didn't have very much association of my father. And when I was 8 years old, we moved to one small town, and in that town there was a very famous Christian nunnery. You know what means nunnery? Nunnery is like a monastery, like a place where monks or nuns live all together and doing like service and praying. So when I was 8 years old, my mom, she came several times to that nunnery just to see what's going on there, what it is, because it's a very famous place and many tourists was coming all the time. They was coming by big, huge buses, so many people. So she went there for several times to see what's going on, what it is. And once I went with her, and that is like, how do you say it in English? Like a chorus, yeah, chorus, the place where nuns singing. Huh? A cappella. Well, I don't think so. Okay, anyhow, you understand what I mean? Nuns were singing very nice, and I like it so much because I like music. It's like my nature. I'm a musician by nature. And I started to follow them. Priest was walking, and he heard me singing, and he says, "Well, why are you singing here? You can join them." So I joined them, and gradually, in 1 or 2 months, I became a Christian nun. So, 8 years old, I became a Christian nun. I was living there for several years, like four years, or maybe a little more. And then when I grow up a little, like I was around 12 years or 13 years old, I left nunnery, and I started because I had many questions, and I didn't nobody answered my questions. I didn't have proper spiritual how do you say guidance. It's just I guess it was Krishna's arrangement, because I can't say that there are no advanced Christian devotees, if we can say like this. I can't say that there are no priests or very advanced, spiritually advanced people who could guide me, but I didn't find. So I guess it was Krishna's arrangement to push me to start my own spiritual research. So I started my own spiritual research when I was around 13, 14 years old. I started to learn psychology because, you know, it's like science of soul. Psycho means soul. So I started to learn psychology, and then after I finished my study in school, I started to learn psychology in university, and gradually I found some literature, books about yoga, about different kinds of meditation and different kinds of spiritual things, some Vedic literature. I realized that I don't want to become a psychologist. I was just trying to find something spiritual in psychology, but actually it's not my path. So I left university, and I started to do meditation, different kinds of meditation, to read lots of books, different philosophy, like impersonalistic philosophy, in different kinds of so-called Vedic philosophy. So, and gradually I found Hare Krishna movement, ISKCON. So that's how I joined this movement. And from the very beginning, from my childhood, my big dream was to become a nun. Actually, I was nun. I didn't get initiation in Christianity, but I was nun, like a brahmacharini. So my big dream was to become nun in the future. And here in ISKCON, my dream became true. I found that it's written in ISKCON law book that it is possible, if lady doesn't want to get married, she can wear white and be engaged in service as much as possible. So I discussed it with my Guru Maharaj, discussed it with temple management, and I took vow of celibacy for a lifetime. So that's how Krishna made my dream true, and that's all. Krishna's plan is to spread Krishna consciousness. It's obviously Krishna's plan is to take everybody back home to his adobe. This is his plan. It's obviously, we know about it. So I'm just making effort. I'm just doing as much as possible to help him to realize this plan. First, I'm trying to follow this path, and I'm trying to preach according to my capacity. And I'm trying to develop Krishna consciousness myself, and to help others as much as I can. Yeah, as I said before, when I was 8 years old, I started to sing in Christian nunnery. It was my main temple service. I lived there, and I was singing in a church in the morning, evening, like all day. It was my service. And then when I was studying in university, I found very nice teacher, really professional teacher who can teach vocal. So I learned from her. She taught me. That's how. Yeah, I just offer to Krishna and to devotees what I can offer, you know.
Whatever
I did it. Yeah, whatever I can, I offer it. And some devotees, they appreciate it. So I'm here since May 2015. So I live here in the temple in Krishna Mandir. There is a small brahmacharini ashram, not brahmacharini actually, it's just ashram for ladies who serves, most of them are vanaprasthis. So I live there. Kirtan, sure. Samadhi Kirtan, Prabhupada Samadhi Kirtan is my main service, and also community services center in the office. I'm doing the graphic design and translation into Russian. Yeah, I sing every day and play instruments. It's a big pleasure. By the mercy of devotees, they wanted me to Gunagrahi Maharaj, he asked Indradumna Maharaj to take me in his team. So that's how I joined. And same with Bibi Govinda Maharaj. Once I came to Gunagrahi Maharaj's house, because I'm coming there nightly for kirtan. And once he says, tonight you will sing with Bibi Govinda Maharaj. We want to put you in his team, in his kirtan. So that's how, just by the mercy of devotees. Bibi Govinda Maharaj, he started to joke that you are whitest black I ever seen in my life, or something like this. Like, yeah, you know, because I'm singing, I can sing in soul style, so he said like this. So that's how I participate in. Well, I don't think so. I can imitate any style. Yeah, it's just imitation. It's not something from previous life. Just before that, I used to live in different ashrams. I mean, in different Hare Krishna temples. No, also as a brahmacharini. Devotees from here, from this temple, they invited me to do kirtan here. So that's how I came here. I mean, to do kirtan, to sing, to play instruments, and to teach I mean, I teach Vaishnava instruments. Yeah, I teach Matajis from Samadhi Kirtan. That's my service. I just want to utilize all my abilities in service and in preaching. Now I start from singing, and maybe in the future I will preach more in some other ways. I don't know. Let's see. Now I'm just trying to engage to be engaged as a musician in preaching. I was thinking about my own group, not my own, like to make a group with my friends, but I don't know. Probably very often I join other groups of devotees and going somewhere outside of Vrindavan, somewhere in other states, and next year probably I'll travel to other countries. Let's see. I don't know, you know them or not, it's just local devotees. Yeah, sometimes with Govinda Maharaj, with Indradyumna Maharaj, with Nagrahi Maharaj's Kirtan. In his Kirtan, I sing nightly. Chaturatma Prabhu, he's the best. Really. He's my uncle. Spiritual uncle. Hare Krishna, thank you for attention.